Hello again, and welcome to tutorial number 2. Just as a reminder, this isn't an Excel workshop, so you will not be learning about all tools in Excel. You will be introduced to those tools you are most likely to use in your practice. In this video, you will learn how to create basic formulas in Excel to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. First, I will open Excel and open the Census Poverty Worksheet from tutorial number 1. In this tutorial, I'm working in the worksheet named Select County Poverty. It is the third tab in your sample spreadsheet. In it are the counts of persons who fell below the federal poverty threshold in 2010 and 2015 in 4 Pennsylvania counties: Chester, Delaware, Montgomery, and Philadelphia. Suppose we want to find out what the total counts are for persons below the poverty level in these 4 southeastern counties in each year. Before I begin entering formulas, I'm going to type the word total in row A6. It's very important to label your data so whoever views it understands what the data represent. There are 2 ways to calculate the total or sum. First, and this is important to know, all formulas in Excel always begin with the equal sign. Always. So in the cell where I want the results to appear, in this case next to the total line in row 6, I type equal, then I type the cell information for Chester County, C2, followed by the plus sign, and then C3 followed by the plus sign, and then C4 followed by the plus sign, and then C5. So the formula should read equals C2 plus C3 plus C4 plus C5. Next, I click on another cell in the worksheet to get out of that cell, and the total or sum now appears in cell C6. Because this is a short list, it is not too labor-intensive to type in each cell using the plus sign method. But suppose my list of counties was longer, say 40 counties. It would not be very efficient to type in each cell, letter and row, and it would increase the chances of making errors. So for longer lists, the next way to calculate the sum is by using a range of cells in the formula, and it is much more efficient. First, I will remove the existing formula by clicking back into cell C6. Then I will type the equal sign. Remember, all Excel formulas begin with the equal sign. I then type the word sum followed by an open parenthesis. I next select the first data cell in that column, C2, and drag the cursor down to C5. As I do this, you can see that the cell references are appearing in the total cell. Next, I type in the closing parenthesis, click out of that cell, and there is a sum for all 4 counties. Now, I could type in the exact same formula in the cell D6 to find the total for all 4 counties in 2015, but an easier way to do it is to copy and paste the formula from C6 into D6. To do this, I select cell C6 by right-clicking on it and select Copy. Notice the animated dotted line around cell C6. This indicates that it has been selected and copied. Next, I click on D6 by right-clicking and then I select Paste. I click out of D6 and now the total for the 4 counties in 2015 appears in cell D6. You might wonder why the total from C6 did not paste into D6. This is because Excel pastes the formula and the formula is relative to the position of the cell you are pasting into. In other words, Excel knows that now you are in column D and that it should add the data in column D. If you want, you can pause this video and practice this skill on your own. When you feel you are comfortable with adding numbers, you can resume this video. Now suppose we want to see what the difference is between the 2010 and 2015 counts for each county. We can simply use the same method as we do when we are adding cells with just a few differences. To find out the differences between counties, we are going to subtract rows. So let's add a column called Difference. Again, remember, it is always important to label your rows and columns. In cell E2, we will type the formula equals D2 minus C2. This will show us the increase or decrease in the number of people in poverty from 2010 to 2015. In Chester County, for example, there was a decrease in the number of persons, 1,025, who were in poverty between 2010 and 2015. In other words, in 2015, there were 1,025 less people in poverty than in 2010. Now you can copy and paste the formula from E2 into the rest of the E rows on the spreadsheet. Please note that there is not a subtract command in Excel. Subtracting in ranges is not usually necessary. There are ways to do it, but they go beyond the scope of this course. Okay, so the raw numbers show you the number of people in poverty for each county, but now you might want to see what the percentage increase or decrease is for each county. You cannot compare the counties by the raw numbers because the counties are different sizes. Therefore, in order to compare counties, you will need to calculate the percentage of change. The simple formula for calculating the percentage increase or decrease, that is, the percentage change, is open parenthesis, new number, minus original number, close parenthesis, divided by original number. So in cell F1, we can type change as our column label. In cell F2, we will type the formula equals E2, which is the difference between the new 2015 and original 2010 number that we just calculated, divided by a / the original number in cell C2. So the formula in cell F2 is equals E2 divided by C2. Now I click out of cell F2 and the result is a fraction, negative 0.03288. To convert this to a percentage in Excel is very easy. We highlight the cell by clicking on it and go up to the ribbon, and in the number section we click on the percent sign. This converts the decimal to a percentage. By the way, if you hover over any of the items on the ribbon, the function will be displayed. In our next video, I will show you how to format cells so you can display more precise percentages. For example, in this case, the actual percent decrease is negative 3.3% if we format the cell to show one decimal place in the percent result. But that is in the next lesson. We won't worry about that for now. Next, we can copy the formula from cell F2 into the rest of the cells in the F column. Now we can compare counties by the percent change. We see that Montgomery County has the largest percent change, an 18% increase, and that Delaware County has the second largest increase at 5%. Chester County showed the largest decrease at negative 3%, and Philadelphia County showed a 1% decrease. We also see that the percentage change for all of these counties together is a 1% increase. Okay, so it is time to take a break and try practicing these skills on your own. When you feel you are comfortable with adding and subtracting numbers and calculating percentages, please go on to the next tutorial.